Good morning, afternoon, evening, night, Sly Golds. Welcome to another and the final round two match of the ACES competition. Today we have a big race, big teams, big runners, big restreamer, and I will be one half of your commentary today, Knave357. Joining me is Lapo. How are you doing today, Lapo?
Doing good. Happy to be here. This is gonna be a very exciting match. Like you said, Nave, it's also last match of round two, so it's gonna be exciting. All I can say.
For sure, very exciting. Everybody, get your propeller caps on. We have a big race ahead of us. And, as we've said a couple times now, last match of round two, meaning that after this, we will also be having some sneak peek information into what we'll be looking forward to for round three. So, as we set up for our typical band pick phase, let's just go over, what the ACES competition is all about. We've got 10 teams of 3 people each. That's crazy. 30 people in a single event. Absolutely wild. And today we're going to be having the Venice Vipers, which is comprised of Canuti, the Gandyman, and Powerman, who their current record is 1 win, 0 losses. And they're up against the Cottonmouth Jackalopes, Frizz, Rude, and Antho, who shares the same record, 1 win, 0 losses, meaning somebody's going to go home undefeated so far today, and someone's going to be taking their first L. Any predictions on that?
Not really. These are pretty equally strong teams, I have to say. So.
Yeah, I agree. I really could see this swinging either way, but I don't know. I think I personally might give a slight advantage to the Vipers, especially if they're able to get like Canuti in the Sly 3 episode, Gandy in a Sly 2 episode, and Powerman in Sly 4. If they get that sort of setup, that would work really well for them, I think.
Exactly. And the timer for the bands have started, as I see. So we're gonna see.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So first 4 bands: 2-1, 2-2, 3-6, and 4-4. What do you think about those episodes, Nate? Like, those are pretty standard bands.
Pretty standard, especially for the Sly 2 and maybe even the Sly 3 pick. The Sly 4 one could have been a little different. I think we're seeing a more typical band in Sly 4 on the second round there, where we see Sly 4, episode 3 band. We also got 3-5 band. Understandable, very long, very tough episode. And then they also banned 2-3 and 2-8. Also pretty understandable. 2-3's been, it was a popular choice early on, and 2-8 is just very difficult. But our first pick from the Jackalopes actually goes to 2-6, another pretty popular episode for teams to pick. Very short, fast episode.
Also, Vipers picking 4-5. That's one of the more popular episodes on this tournament so far, I have to say. Like 4-5.
Definitely. I think that's probably a good pick for Vipers to put Powerman on, because that's probably his strongest episode in the entire Sly series.
Exactly.
Next bands from the Jackalopes came in the form of, I believe it was 3-3, and what was the other one they chose? 3-4. They got rid of a couple more Sly 3 episodes there.
Yeah, I kind of missed that, sadly.
Yeah.
But
it's easy to fall behind.
But yeah, we see final pick from Jackalopes, and it's gonna be.
Yeah, Vipers just banning even more of Sly 2 before the Jackalopes pick.
4-2.
4-2, the home court advantage. They're really playing into it there.
Exactly. This is a pretty, I would say, unique match coming up, since there's 2 Sly 4 episodes. I think there hasn't been 2 Sly 4 episodes so far, if I'm wrong.
No, that might be right. I haven't been able to catch every single match, but from what I know, you might be right about that. Having 2 Sly 4 episodes, and then just 1 Sly 2 episode. And it looks like our order will be starting with 4-5, and then we'll go into 4-2, and then we'll finish off this race with Sly 2 episode 6. So, who have you got here, Lapo? If you had to predict from each team who's going to play which episode, what do you think's going to happen?
I think it's gonna be Freeze and Powerman on first match. On the second match, this is going off my head, but I think it's gonna be Candyman and Antho and Rude and Knuti are gonna duke it out on Sly 2. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I'm sure Canuti's probably a little sad that there's no Sly 3 for him to run. Definitely would have been a strong suit for him, and the Jackalopes probably knew that, which is why they were trying to get rid of as much of Sly 3 as they could have. And since Vipers only had 1 pick, they spent it on 4-5. But Canuti, even though he's strongest in Sly 3, that's not to say, he's not also strong pretty much everywhere else. He's a really good runner in all of the games. I'm sure he'll do just fine in what I also think will probably be 2-6 for him. And as you say, Powerman and Gandhi in 4-5. And then Frizz versus Gandhi in 4-2.
Yep.
Our runners have 1 minute. They should be setting up on their respective streams, trying to make sure they're all set up and ready to start their runs. And we'll get this race started in just a moment. Chat, how's everybody at twitch.tv/slygolds feeling today? I share a little bit of sentiment and not seeing any new episodes, any untouched episodes of the ACES competition so far in our band picks today. But this is a competition. There is some, like meta strategy, some pretty typically chosen episodes and things like that. It makes sense. It makes sense. So here we are. We've got both teams set up in 4-5, going to be starting in just a few seconds. And we'll get some info on screen about who is running in just a moment as well. Okay, and they are
and
going. Wow, look at that. They even kind of started like on the same frame. Normally we see runners pretty desynced at the start, but this was perfect.
So, 4-5. I haven't seen the episode, but I'm not too knowledgeable about Sly 4, sadly. Which is so sad. I would have wanted to commentate something that I'm knowledgeable about, but it's about it.
Don't you
That's
worry.
about it.
We'll have Sly 2 as the grand finale, and Alapo will have all the information on that.
Exactly. And yeah.
Yeah, so just to talk a little bit about 4-5, this is the episode where we meet Sly's ancestor, Salim Al-Kupar, pretty much an old, retired, lazy thief. And he's pretty interesting as an ancestor to play as because he's the only one who has a gadget that's similar to Sly's paraglider. He has like a flying carpet, which makes for some pretty unique movement for an ancestor. It also makes for an interesting skip that we might see later on in is it called Rugrats, I think is the job name?
I think it's Rugrats, if I remember. After all, this is one of the more popular episodes for this event so far, and I was correct. It's Powerman and Frizz, so small
Good
clap
call.
for myself.
Good call. Yeah, not unexpected whatsoever to have Power Man on this episode, and then it kind of just makes sense for Frizz to follow up with him there because Rude, really not much of a Sly 4 player. Antho, I'm not even sure if he has Sly 4. Antho's sort of the wild card on the Jackalope side. He's a new player who no one has ever really seen before this tournament started. I know in round one, my team was up against the Jackalopes, and I raced against Antho in Sly 2, Episode 7. So we know for sure that he's got a little bit of Sly 2 experience at least. In fact, maybe Antho will do Sly 2 Episode 6 at the end of the race today. We'll have to wait and see what they choose.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, like there is couple like new players overall in this tournament that I've never played, so they are completely wild cards. How they perform, what they play, all that stuff. Basically unpredictable stuff.
Exactly. It makes the tournament that much more exciting. Frizz, we know, very strong Sly 4 runner, very strong runner in general, but I know he's been putting in some real work in his Sly 4 practice for this tournament. And currently, both runners are completing this first job where they are basically finding a bunch of artifacts around town so that they can track down where Salim is, and Salim is on a boat?
He's just chilling on the yacht, you know?
He's just big chillin'. Power Man actually got a very fast load time for entering that boat, which is very useful. See if Frizz gets the same? No. Much longer already. Yeah, pretty long load for Frizz, unfortunately. It's kind of just random how long that takes. For Power Man, it was pretty instantaneous, it felt like. Frizz, not so much. You'll also notice both runners are running in English, and that is because for Sly 4, I believe it's both episodes 4 and 5, the optimal language is English, if you're doing just an episode run.
I'm here to help. I can explain everything, but let's go where we can talk safely. Besides, you look hungry.
For Sly 4 Episode 2, that we'll be seeing after this, the optimal language recently has changed to Spanish based on one specific trick that I know Frizz knows how to do it from the Jackalope side, but obviously he's doing 4 or 5. So if Rude knows how to do it, we'll see what language he runs in.
As we see, Rude is so confirmed being a next runner after all.
Indeed. More than likely, I think I agree with you that we'll probably... You said you're probably going to be seeing Gandyman on the Viper side running next, right? Oh,
Yes.
there it is.
There it is. Half right. Half a clap.
Alapo doesn't miss. He's got all his predictions right so far. Currently, we're in a job called Lost and Found, I believe. And we're going to be seeing some ICSSs here. Power Man going for the PS menu buffer strat. Oh, but not managing to pull it off.
Quite Bear missing it, I think.
So to explain what we're trying to do here is what Frizz just did right there. Use the PS menu to buffer his inputs where he presses start and circle on the same frame. That way he will use the circle input to collect the gem, but also use the start input to pause the game, and on that very first frame he's able to use the skip cinematic option, which is why it's called an ICSS, an instant cutscene skip, because you can only do it on the first frame available. You can't do it after the cutscene's already started past that.
Powerman gets the second ICSS.
There you go, there you go. Runner's a little bit more even now. Only a couple seconds apart, but a slight advantage to the Jackalopes currently.
And
This job is
Frizz gets
called...
it. Very nice.
Very nice. This job is called Open Sesame. Got the name wrong. Lost and Found was the first one.
Sadly, Powerman missed the third one.
Yeah, 1 out of 3 ICSSs on the Viper side, and I think Frizz went 3 for 3 on the Jackalope side.
Yeah, he did. I don't know how much it is, but if I remember watching Remo's full game run, I think it was like 11 seconds when you miss it, or something like that. So it's quite a bit.
Yeah, I could believe that. That makes sense. Collected those gems in order to get the Thief outfit, which allows the players to slow down time, which is a mechanic you'll see a few times throughout this run, especially in the job called Copycats. But for now, just kind of walking around town through a bit of an auto-scroller. There is RNG in this auto-scroller. You're basically just waiting for La Paradox and Decibel to make their rounds and reach some cutscenes that you can then skip. But the RNG factor is that sometimes Decibel will stop and sneeze, and it just pure time loss and absolutely nothing you can do about it. So I think Power Man got some unlucky RNG there. It seemed like it took much longer for Decibel to catch up than it did on Frizz's side.
I just love how it is like if you just get unlucky, you just lose time, where you cannot do anything about it. Just love that idea for this
Truly.
episode.
Yeah, speedrunner's best friend, RNG. We are seeing, since these runners are of course just doing any percent, because that's obviously just the fastest way to get through here. We don't get to see a lot of the really cool hundo strats that you would normally do in this job. There's a lot of crazy running around, collecting bottles, collecting treasures and things like that. But for any percent, we just need to wait on these NPCs. There we go. There's a good example we just saw from Frizz's side of Decibel almost reaching the target area, but stopping to sneeze and wasting a few seconds there. Just to show what I was discussing earlier. Lapo, I know you mentioned you don't have a whole lot of Slyford knowledge, but you have played through the game at least once before, right?
Yeah, surely.
Surely. Even just casually?
Yeah.
That's good to know. Do you have a favorite episode then?
I think my favorite episode is the one you smack the penguin to the face.
Yeah.
Do the
Episode
sumo
3.
wrestling, which is episode 3, of course. It's my favorite episode.
Sadly, we haven't seen that episode in this entire tournament so far because it is a very RNG episode and runners are pretty very much against it usually in terms of a speed run, so it's been outright banned in every race so far. Maybe hopefully one day we will see it get picked by somebody, surely, even as a meme. But so far, no luck.
Yeah, I think it's that episode is purely reserved for the finals. Like that's where it happens. That's the episode.
A bold prediction. I like it though. I like it. Runners still not too far apart. I don't have an exact number at the moment. Perhaps somebody in chat could enlighten me. But still a decent lead on the Jackalope side.
Okay, so an average load in this game is like what, 30 seconds? So I would say about 30 to 40 seconds. Just a wild guess, since like these loads are, I have to say, not very fast.
Not very fast. Thankfully, I believe both runners are running on an SSD, which is just a lot faster than the standard HDD that comes equipped in your PS3 stock. But you can trade that out for an SSD for faster load times. Helps just a little bit, especially in games like Sly 4, where the loads are pretty abysmal.
I have received information that Powerman is actually running on HDD, so
Ah, okay. So there's a slight disadvantage in terms of load times there for the Vipers.
yes, exactly. I don't know how much, but it's pretty impactful for sure, since it's on RTA timing.
Exactly. Good point. Yeah, we do go by RTA timing. There's no IGT for any of the Sly runs. I know Power Man's also a big Crash Bandicoot runner, where they do use in-game time, if I'm not mistaken.
You are absolutely correct, at least on the newer games.
Acknowledged. Jackalopes are about 30 seconds ahead, according to some very big secrets revealed to me in a dream.
I heard that from Mr. Man. But yeah, he doesn't miss. I said 30 seconds.
He doesn't miss. So
Doesn't
true.
miss. So true.
What's the name of this job, Aleppo?
This is the job where you do the big skip with the flying mat.
Correct.
I know that much. So it has to be Rugrats, right?
Oh, he doesn't miss. Yeah,
Oh,
we're seeing
doesn't miss.
Frizz do the skip right now. This is what I was talking about earlier. Salim is pretty unique as an ancestor in that he has a gadget much like Sly's paraglider, and we're able
he
to.
hits it.
Oh, he hits it so nicely. He's able to, rather than run around, destroy all the scorpion nests, and then manually crank up this lever to create a pole to climb on, you can just fly. You can just fly, climb up against the wall, and continue this long climb along this tower to, I believe we're trying to reach one of Salim's thief buddies to save him from Decibel's imprisonment for his kind of falling, having a little bit of struggles here. This chain is not being friendly. On Power Man's side, we're seeing the intended route, destroy all the scorpion nests, and then lift up this pole. A pretty safe strat, especially in a race setting. The paraglide climb can be rather difficult to my understanding, and if you're not well practiced in it, it's probably just a better idea to not, honestly.
Yeah, what I heard, it's almost like what 5 to 10 seconds faster optimally to do the paraglider thing. Apparently, I can be wrong, but that's what I've heard or I remember. Rather
probably
than
right,
for
yeah.
intended way, optimally.
That's probably right. So it is, 5 to 10 seconds is 5 to 10 seconds.
It
But
is.
if you're not well practiced in it, might as well. It's not too big of a difference that it'll be okay if you need to take the safer strats. More consistent.
Exactly, and in my opinion, consistency is very important for races in general.
So true. And we're seeing Frizz finish up our first hack of this episode, Spark Runner hack. But if you blinked and missed it, don't worry. We're going to have more hacks later on. No need to panic. There's plenty of them here in episode 5. Or you can just watch Power Man's screen right now. He's also doing it.
Oh, just love when he hacks like that.
My brother, are you
Oh, I love it. Oh.
Love how he turns the controller in this.
Yeah, this particular hack does use the 6-axis motion controls of the PS3 controller, so that controller you see on the screen next to the timer, that's an actual live representation of how Power Man is moving his controller to get this spark ball through the obstacle course, and he made it. Nice job.
climb halfway to the stars to rescue you, and you expect camel milk? Why do I bother?
And Salim's first job complete for the Jackalopes with Rugrats. Now, from here, the runners can choose to go to Up in Smoke, or they can choose to go to Copycats. And there's some contention among the community about which is better to go first. It looks like Frizz is an Up in Smoker first kind of guy.
I see. Also, I noticed that Wrath asks for camel milk, so the real question is, will he ever get the milk?
Will he? Stay tuned to find out, I guess.
I guess we find out in Sly 5.
Oh, yeah. I haven't played that one yet, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Up in Smoke is a Bentley job where we're going to control his RC helicopter to basically just put smoke bombs all over the city so that Salim and Sly can safely sneak through undetected by these heat-seeking missiles, I guess, so that they can save another one of Salim's friends. Where were these missiles all this time? I don't know. Why were they not being used literally any other time aside from now? I couldn't tell you.
The whole city is gonna catch the smoke, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Alampo. Oh, and it looks like on Power Man's side, he is a Copycat's job first kind of guy. So a little bit of divergence from our runners here, which is something very rare that you don't get to see very often in speedrun races like this. Normally it's a pretty straightforward, preset route, you know, everybody does the same things. But episode 5 is a unique case where you can change it up just a little bit. Makes it that much more fun and interesting.
Yeah, they are just putting us to the real test to like kind of figure out who is doing what at the same time, you know, because there is two different jobs and there is a lot of action. I know the Murray one, like it has a lot going on at the same time while the Bentley job is going, so it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. The Copycat's job that Power Man's going into, it's pretty unique in that you constantly switch back and forth of characters you play as between Murray and Sly to help each other progress through this underground cavern area. And then at the end, much like what Frizz is doing, there's going to be a hack. Woo, we love hacks. Yeah.
Dude, I love this hack. I love when it goes like down and left. That's like so.
Oh yeah, they
insane
really switched
part.
it up. Yeah.
Also, I was about to say about the copycats, right? Like this has a little bit that Sly 2, Sly Murray tag team. Or
Oh yeah,
team.
good
What
point.
is the official name for that job? I don't know. I just call it Sly Murray thing.
Sly Murray. Yeah, it's actually called Murray/Sly Tag Team.
Oh, it's literally called tag team. Okay.
Yeah.
Like one of them was conspire or something like that.
Yeah, that one is Sly Bentley Conspire.
Oh yeah.
And then there's Murray Sly Tag Team. And then there's Bentley Murray Team Up.
Glad that somebody knows the actual names of the jobs, since
Well, you see, I gathering my information from a well-known site all of you should visit called slygolds.com.
ooh, shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
He's
you
so
can
smooth.
see.
He's so smooth with it.
Oh, so smooth. There you can see all of the fastest segments from the entire community for every single split, every single game, excluding Hackpack. And yeah, that's basically how I found the names of these jumps.
Oh, sneaky. So Powerman is doing the turret section. Isn't there like this strat basically for this? So like you leave that second cannon on 1 HP, and after you destroy the third one, basically you shoot down the second one. Or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
There is something, I don't know the details super well, but each cannon has a set amount of HP where you need to hit each one, I want to say 10 times. However, you can't just spam the cannon. It does have, you can't overheat it, which will lose time. But there are strats where you intentionally overheat it. You'll intentionally tank damage in order to destroy all the cannons as optimally as you can, as you were saying. I know Remo has put out some information about that, what the optimal order is, how many shots to do where to take hits, etc. I don't remember the exact details on that. Oh,
Exactly.
nice circle boost from Power Man there. Sometimes getting to that rope over those bombs can be really tough because sometimes you just can't make it and you'll explode and die.
I saw Freezer restarting the checkpoint. I don't know what is the thing on the hack, but I guess
Yeah.
he's going for some crazy strat here.
No, really good shout there. That's actually pretty new as of this year. If you're familiar with the alter ego hacks, normally you just try to get to level 10, and then at the end, you just kind of bash your face into the CPU core to get an insta-kill. However, with all of the major cooking that's been happening in Sly 4 this year, it's been found that for that hack, and then for one or two others, I don't remember exactly, it's actually faster if once you reach the end when the CPU core, the screen is like very slowly moving towards it, but a checkpoint initiates immediately. If you restart that checkpoint, you don't have to wait on the screen scroll for the CPU to actually show up, and it will put you back down to level 1, so you are weaker. But
Pepper G.
yeah, it's even so, it's still faster to just restart checkpoint and take out the eye as quickly as you can, because that screen scroll and waiting is pretty long. I think it saves like, I think somebody said like 7 seconds or maybe like 10. It's a significant amount of time.
Yeah, that is quite a bit. Also, Power Man on the, is this second turret or third? I think that's
Second?
wait, I have no idea. I'm just yapping at this point.
Hey, that's what we're here for. That's why we pay you the big bucks.
Oh, yeah. After all, I do this only for the money. Only for the Sly golds, if you know what I mean. I do it for the gold bags.
Oh, understandable. Yeah, yeah. Shout outs to me and Alapo. This is actually our first time doing any commentary for the ACES competition, either one of us. And we're both in it together right now. And we're going to be making some, it took so long to get us here because there were a lot of contract negotiations, but, I wasn't stepping down.
Clean paraclimbing.
Nicely done. The game wants you to use the thief costume to slow down time to do that climbing section, but you can just use your paraglider, get right up there, and he did a fantastic job of it.
Yeah, it was clean.
And as Power Man is in the hack to finish up Copycats, we see Frizz is going to be entering Copycats, and they're basically going to be swapping places. Power Man's going to go do Up in Smoke after this, and we're going to see all of that again from both sides.
So yeah, we're gonna see what Frizz does on this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any strats that Power Man didn't do that we might see Frizz do, but I think Power Man did probably about everything.
I think one thing that catch my eye after all this is the most popular Sly Gold's Aces episode. He didn't have the Murray gadget where he puts his arms like side of him and does the tackle.
Oh yeah.
To go through the wooden thing, so I don't know, maybe we see it on the Frizz's side, but Isn't that like
Yeah.
the new thing since gadgets have been allowed? Like that's a new strat kinda to use
It
that gadget.
is. Very good call. Yeah, there were some recent changes, and by recent I mean like months ago at this point, to Sly 3 and 4 both, where now they're allowed to use additional gadgets that are available at the start of the episode. You can go ahead and have them purchased and equipped, except for episode 1, you can only just have them pre-purchased. You have to equip them during the run. But anyway, so that means before that update to the rules, we never got to see additional gadgets, and many of them we would never see in full game any percent runs either, because they're just not worth it. But in episode runs like this, we're able to use extra gadgets like the clothesline one you're mentioning, where Murray runs forward with his arms out to his side, and he's more quickly able to get through those wooden spikes rather than having to like stop and punch them. So let's see if Frizz has that. Let's see.
And he uses
Oh
it.
yeah,
That's the move. Did the move.
gotta love it. I would expect then that Frizz would also have the gadget for Sly that we did see Power Man use. Power Man used a gadget called Flash Bomb. So at one section when he needed to get past some flashlight guards, the intention is to again use the thief costume, slow down time, run past them when they're not looking. But with Flash Bomb, it's a lot like Smoke Bomb but more powerful. You just deploy it and you can run past them without being caught. And I imagine if Frizz has the clothesline gadget, surely he has Flash Bomb.
I have seen the flash bomb. It looks kind of busted after all. Like you leave the area where the animation is basically like after that, like 5 seconds, you can like run next to the guards and they just don't know you are there.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
very broken gadget for sure.
It's super busted because like I said, it's basically just Smoke Bomb but on steroids. You could use it, and then a guard who was a pretty good distance away from where you used it still won't be able to see you because it's just a very wide range of effect. Frizz also nailing that circle boost past those bombs, while Power Man expertly smoking the city.
The city is about to catch the smoke.
Yeah.
I think Power missed the one smoke that he flew past. He kind of had to go back for it.
Yeah, it's pretty
I-
easy to miss those smoke bombs. You kind of have to be somewhat precise to actually hit those targets, which can be annoying.
Yeah, it looks pretty precise, to be honest.
We saw Frizz, I think he did use the flash bomb gadget. We saw him use the clothesline gadget again. Moving on to this next cannon section, and then he'll also paraclimb up the sinking boat the way that Power Man did to get into his hack. Speaking of hacks, Power Man is powered up. Alter Ego.
He's gonna hit the level 1.
Surely he won't reach level 2, right? I mean, nobody's hit level 2 before.
I mean, I haven't. No.
Pog, level 2.
Frizz is playing what is this? The turret minigame, Bloons Tower Defense, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, something like that. You know, they never really answer the question. After Sly climbs this sinking boat and starts the hack, where does Murray go? How does he get home? How does he get out of there? He's just kind of left behind.
That's a good question, indeed.
I've lost sleep at night wondering.
Maybe he finally uses the ball form from Sly 3 to just bounce off, you know?
Oh, true. He remembered that he has that gadget available.
Finally started to believe, as they say.
The guru would be proud. Sadly, we won't be seeing any guru today, as no Sly 3 episodes were picked. Just as a reminder, in chat, exclamation point episodes, we're going to be seeing 4-5, which we've got between Power Man and Frizz. Up next, we'll have 4-2 between Gandhi and Rude. And that means that we'll be finishing off with 2-6 between Canote and Antho. Strong contestants today, a good lineup.
As a power man on the crazy section of this hack, it's going down, and soon it's going left.
No, sure.
Love when he goes left.
None of them have gone left before, surely. Oh, what? Pog, we're going left.
Love when he goes left and holds down the shooting button. We're gonna see if a power man does the restart checkpoint thing, like Freeze did.
Yeah. Good point.
So, I have no idea when you do it, but
As
we
soon
might
as
see
we
it.
see the autosave, he would be able to do it.
Okay, so that's the visual cue.
There it is. Looks like he's not going for it, which is understandable because it does reset you to level 1, which makes the fight tougher.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And he's just going to get the quick kill still. Nicely done.
Nicely done. Gets the quick kill.
Because it does switch to going left, and it's the only alter ego that does go left at the very end, it can make the quick kill a little awkward to do since the whole game you've gotten used to doing it on the right side. But Super Mario Bros. Take notes. Sometimes you gotta go left in order to win, you know what I mean?
Also, is this the point where we kinda reunite with the same job order? Because I think there was now 2 or 3 jobs that has been on different order for both teams. So are we now finally getting back to the same track?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct. They had divergence for Up in Smoke and Copycats. It's like the only time in the whole game that it actually doesn't matter if you want to switch those up. I believe the time is equal to do either one. But after those, both runners are gonna be going to Heavy Metal Meltdown, a pretty infamous job of episode 5. I know I've had my share of pretty tough experiences in this job, but I do actually like it. I think it's a pretty cool one.
Oh yeah, I remember this job. This is, I guess, pretty quick job. Like you get the things with Salim and then you shoot them with the Bentley. So
Yeah,
it's
for
a quick
sure.
job. I think, isn't this like the fastest job on episode 5 as well?
In episode 5, I think Lost and Found is the fastest, the very first one,
okay.
where we have to find
Okay.
Salim on a boat.
Okay, I'm just lying then.
No worries, this one's second fastest. It's not too far behind.
Oh, okay. Because it feels faster than the Lost and Found, to be honest.
It does. It feels like it goes by a bit quicker. I would say probably the amount of cutscenes and like loading and stuff in this might detract it enough that it can't be any faster, but it's not too bad. Also want to shout out in the chat, we've got a raid from Albie. Thank you, Albie. We appreciate that.
First bugs, now transmitters. Why do I have to carry all these things?
Power Man is any knowers in chat? What's our time difference between runners right now? They're in the same job, but there is a distinct lead for the Jackalopes currently.
I would say it's probably 20 to 30.
You still think? I think it's greater than that at this point.
Do you?
I think we might be looking at maybe like a minute or something.
I mean, that's fair.
I hope you are happy. Please.
That's fair.
Tell me there are no stakes.
Like I said, I have no idea about Sly 4, so it's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Frizz has completely finished the Salim section, whereas Power Man is only just now starting it. So it's a pretty sizable gap. Bentley section is not too long. We basically have to chase down all of those little like radio beacons that Celine put out, shoot him with a dart, and we see Frizz going for a death abuse strat. Intentional death, no worries, no worries.
Yeah, like a Frizz hit cleanly that what is it, bomb boost? Is that what it's called? Like where you blow the bomb
I
and you
believe
fly
so.
with the blast radius, and he hits the trigger bomb shooting thing. So that's
Yeah,
very nice, nicely done. Going for the second one. No, this is the third one actually. My bad, I cannot read.
Oh, no worries. Numbers
he
are
went
hard,
for
you
the
know.
he went for the second one. I knew that much.
We'll see if Power Man goes for the death abuse strats as well. Typically, what runners used to do is after they would shoot one of the radio beacons, they would restart checkpoint. But that requires, you know, pressing pause, going down to restart checkpoint, and loading back. It's just slightly slower than just dying and loading back to the start. Frizz finishing strong. Oh, Power Man falling down, needing to restart checkpoint.
That is unfortunate. I don't know how slippery these things are that you like jump through instead of blowing them up.
I mean, it's been a while since I've done it. I would say I've never fallen there, but I have seen a few runners fall there in some of these ACES races, so maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know.
Powerman's going for the restart checkpoint.
He did take some damage there, so maybe he'll do a death abuse here. He didn't set out a bomb. Okay, he did the bomb after. I gotcha. That's fair. Still works. This Power Man is getting to his third and final radio beacon. As Bentley, we see Frizz running to the operation called All Rolled Up. Make sure he presses circle. Okay, whew. If you don't know, when there's a chalk talk, such as for an operation usually, or sometimes some specific jobs, you have to press circle to skip the chalk talk. And it's pretty easy to get it into your muscle memory to spam the start button to pause and then go to skip cinematic as you would normally do for most job intros. But if you do that on a chalk talk and you happen to press start on like the first frame, you will crash your game. You'll soft lock, which is very unlucky. So thankfully Frizz is smart enough to know to press circle. Acknowledged. We have confirmation. The Jackalopes are a minute 42 seconds ahead, a sizable lead, as they are also in. What's going on here, Lapo? Can you explain?
Frizz didn't hit the shake. I have to say it. I was about to yell on top of my lungs, like do the shake, but he didn't do it.
He didn't
But
do it.
I hope we see the shake for the people, for the rude.
Maybe his controller was just a little broken at the moment. We'll see if he gets a second try. No, it's still okay. Well,
no
unlucky.
shakers. That's so sad.
So sad. I know Rude is probably in the runner VC with his teammate Frizz, screaming at him, "Frizz, you've got to shake. You've got to do it."
But anyways, I know that much that this operation starts with the Carmelita section, then it goes for the RC car, then there is Murray section, and there is the big fight. I know that much.
Yeah, true. This is possibly the longest job of Sly 4? I don't know that for sure. I'll scroll through slygolds.com for a quick confirmation. But yeah, I think it looks like the longest job out of all the episodes.
It also has quite a bit going for it. Like there is multiple sections, so that's cool.
Yeah, I mean the length is certainly contributed to by all of these many long sections and cutscenes. We got this whole Carmelita dance,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
followed. Oh, we got shakers.
Oh, yo!
Oh,
Powerman hitting the shake. Let's go.
let's go.
That's hype.
Believers win yet again for shaking. Honestly, we should probably give like a 2-minute reduction to the Vipers just for shaking, just like, as an added benefit. Oh, we got shaking on both sides, simultaneous
oh my
shaking.
god, clappers in the chat.
I can't handle it. The double shaking.
That was pretty synced too, like
Yeah,
at the same
yeah.
time, so you're gonna
might
have to
be
go
the,
cross-eyed to watch both.
I should
Oh, I
know.
am.
I have passed my greatest wisdom on to you. The last of my friends and
Frizz finishing up the Karm dance, leading into this very long cutscene that is unskippable. And as Alapo mentioned, will be followed up by an RC car section. We do have audio from Frizz's side, so we'll be able to hear if he does any of the squeak strats. We won't really be able to confirm if Power Man does it.
You've definitely earned your
Surely Powerman goes for the squeaks.
and the belly dance.
If Power Man's a shaker, surely he's a squeaker.
Exactly. I think you put it perfectly. You cannot be a shaker without squeaker.
Whoa! You said it, pal.
As long as this job is... It's actually still not the longest job in the entire Sly series. That still belongs to Sly 3 Episode 4's operation, if I'm not mistaken. I will double check myself on that now.
So, what's our next move, Bentley?
Let's see.
Well, first we need something
Operation Wedding Crasher is Calm Gold for the episode
I whipped up a surprise
is
for Miss
1343.58, whereas all rolled up Calm Gold for the episode 1317. Not much difference. Less than 30 seconds, but the title of longest single job still belongs to Sly 3 Episode 4's operation. And if you're wondering where I'm seeing all of this info, you can go to slygolds.com.
Exactly. Go to the website, watch the epic community goals, and we are here the squeaks from the freeze. Oh, that's amazing.
I always knew in my heart of hearts that Frizz was a squeaker. Fun fact, if you mash the squeak buttons, you save actually 48 seconds.
That is quite a bit.
Yeah, so you really don't want to not be a squeaker, you know?
Chris taking no damage here. I don't know if that's intentional. I know this one is.
That one for sure. The first one, maybe not so much. The Paradox is perhaps paranoid, putting all this laser security in an air vent. He's getting pretty low on HP because he got unlucky with destroying some of the glass bottles and scorpions. They're not dropping any healthers for him. He might want to take it a little easy on some of these laser sections, make sure he doesn't take too much damage. This might be probably 2 HP to death, maybe even 1, not sure.
Yeah, and I doubt that there is a checkpoint. Also, Mr. Real Streamer, can we hear the squeaks?
I have confirmation from watching the restream. Powerman is not squeaking so far.
I'm a huge believer that he will squeak now. Ah, there. I don't know if that goes immediately since it starts, but I heard the squeak. Just
Oh yeah,
tiny
that
bit.
one's automatic. Once
Okay.
Yeah, the first one just happens. But looks like he's not a squeaker. He's losing those 48 free seconds.
Exactly.
Explains, yeah,
Oh,
that's the whole reason.
was that it? That's it. He did it at the
There
end.
we go. He saved the time. He managed to save those 48 seconds very like right at the end.
Very nice clutch. While Freeze finishing the hack, the Spark Runner, right? That's the thing, the electric ball.
ACES, yeah, that's the second Spark Runner of episode 5 that we just saw. And it's probably the hardest Spark Runner in the whole game just because there's a section sort of towards the end where you have to very carefully navigate between like 8 bouncing like bouncing things that will very easily knock you around, lose a lot of time, and potentially even knock you off into the void to lose even more time.
Freeze on the Murray section throwing the rats to the, I don't know, what is this, turret? Like a laser cannon?
Yeah, something like that.
Looks like an Embryos laser from Crash 2. Like when you finish it on
Oh,
100%.
I believe
know?
that's what it was. It was a cameo. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a cameo. Freeze entering to the final fight with the elephant lady, Miss Decibel, right? That's the.
Yes, Miss Decibel. She's got her story is that she tried to be a musician when she was younger, and she sucked, and nobody liked her. And she got into an accident where a horn got stuck inside her trunk, and then somehow that gave her the ability to do like mind control powers. So all of these like musical tracks with these electric balls on them that she's creating comes from her psychic trunk powers.
I see.
It's kind of weird.
So if I get the trumpet stuck in my nose, I can do that as well. I can control people.
Yeah. Good luck with that. You know, I mean, unless your nose is as big as Miss Decibel's, maybe you could do it.
I mean, I believe I can make it work.
All right. Yeah. If you need any help, just shout.
It's just gonna hit you up.
And I can deliver it personally.
I can hardly wait to get my hands on your cane too, Cooper.
Using the
She really puts the harm.
intended routes or strategies here, you're supposed to use the thief costume to slow down time so that you're able to navigate the obstacles without Decibel breaking them before you can use them, as well as dodge her attacks. But basically, we're just following her around, smack her a few times, going from phase to phase until we get to... Oh, we got one more section. We got one more, like, musical... What do you call this? A staff bar or whatever, something like that. I didn't go to school for music. I don't know much.
I don't know. It's just railings that you go up. That's
Yeah,
how
that's
much
all
I
that
know.
matters. We just jump and press the circle button.
After all, that's how you play the game.
And then we move on to this final section here. A more direct confrontation.
I know that there is the damage abuse threats. I don't know when they happen though. I think it happens on phase 2, right? Like after.
I don't actually. Well, it depends on what attacks she does. I think. It's kind of like El Jefe fight, where you want to take intentional damage depending on the attack they do in order to lessen the length of it, the animation for it. I could be wrong. I'm not a super episode 5 expert, but you are right. There is some damage abuse strats for sure.
And we see Rude reading up on episode 2 of Sly 4. While Freeze has to get the final hit, and we are gonna see how fast our Mr. Restreamer is on the Switch. Will this be the Restreamer Switch BB?
Yeah. I'm curious to know how fast Rude will start as soon as the frame that Decibel takes the last hit is the end of the run. How many frames after will Rude start his run?
And
time.
that's the final hit.
There he goes. That was pretty
There he
quick.
goes.
Oh,
That was quick. What
clean
was it?
transition.
That was clean transition. 51-28, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good time, I would say. I have no idea, but that's good, right?
I think so. I'm pulling up speedrun.com. I'm gonna go
Wait,
to
you mean slycolts.com?
yeah, slygoals.com /speedrun.com/sly4. Let's see. Episode 5. Frizz's PB on the board is 51:05, so he was pretty close to PB actually.
Yeah, that's a very good run. Not too far away from personal best. It's always nice to see on the races, for sure.
Absolutely.
Gives that a full confidence boost. As Ruud is starting the first job of episode 2, I don't know. I think it was what is this name?
Under arrest.
Oh, under arrest. Oh, yeah.
The goal
My
here
bad.
is that we're defacing all of these toothpick posters so that we will build up a criminal status, and then we will intentionally get caught by the local law enforcement and go to jail. So we are going to be under arrest.
Exactly. And Powerman is on the last phase for Miss Decibel.
That's right. Time coming up for Vipers 4-5 pretty soon. Let's see. Power Man's PB in episode 5 is 51:52. So once he finishes here in just a moment, he'll be maybe like a minute and a half behind his PB. Not like too bad for a race setting, you know, where you can't reset or anything like that. Understandable.
And Candyman is ready.
Oh no!
That's
Mr. Restreamer has jumped the gun. There we go. We have to defeat Decibel, and Power Man took a very unfortunate death.
that is for sure like super unfortunate death.
Yeah, it looked like he was. I mean, it could have been like pixels difference that he just wasn't behind the electric pillar just enough.
I have to
Decibel
ask,
hit
is
him.
that I have to ask, is that charge like one hit on any health or?
No, it's just that he only had 1 HP left anyway
okay.
because of he was doing damage abuse strats to make some of the earlier parts of the fight faster.
Yeah, I was just curious, but I didn't see his health. I just saw the gray screen, and it was so unfortunate to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed his health, but I was like, oh, it's, you know, this is the final part, so it's okay. Just got a little unlucky there.
Rude going for the final thing on under arrest, where he hits the these things of the flag.
Giant clothespins, yeah.
Yeah, clothespins. That's the English name for it.
Good job, Rude. He's now under arrest, and we notice here he is playing in Spanish, which, as we mentioned earlier, is technically now the optimal language for this
And
episode. If you do a
and that's it
specific
for Power
trick.
Man.
GG's Power Man. What was it, like
That's
a
a
55
quick switch
something?
now. Love to see it.
So now we do have a pretty sizable gap between runners. It was already decently sizable, but, you know, manageable. The Vipers could definitely have made a comeback there. But now it's going to be a little tougher. We'll have to see how it goes between Gandhi and Rude.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see because I don't know. I haven't seen Ruud playing Sly 4 that much, so I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah,
Because
Gandhi's been he's been practicing a lot of Sly 4 this year, doing a lot of full game, and surely practicing a lot of episodes for ACES. Whereas Rude, as you just said, I don't know that he's really been playing Sly 4 like at all.
yeah, exactly like in my thought, I saw Ruud playing Sly 2 today, but like that's super surprising, and it's gonna be exciting to see as Ruud is entering on the Jailhouse Blues.
That's right. Jailhouse Blues.
I finally know because I did the same strat. I opened the slycolds.com so I can see the job order. Unless Rude does some silly job order.
I doubt it.
To make me
I mean-
look like a fool.
I think if anybody looked like a fool for changing job order, it would be Rude himself.
Cartel interesante. Voy a hacerle una foto.
Yeah, he's taking the pictures of the jail, right? And all
Yeah,
that on this.
that's prison. We're getting some info about where Sly was sent for his crimes. These pictures, honestly, kind of pointless. Like, this whole Bentley section is pointless because we're just going to immediately take this picture, the final one, immediately change to playing as Sly and break out of the jail, so it really feels like the pictures don't help at all. Acknowledged. We have confirmation. The Vipers, in a sad turn of events, are looking at about 3.5 minutes behind. So a pretty sizable gap again. But Gandy's been really experienced in Sly 4 this year. I think there's a decent chance he can close a good chunk of that gap.
That is very true. And we have to still remember that there is still Sly 2 episode 6, which in my opinion is pretty volatile episode since there's some huge skips.
Oh
And,
yeah, good point.
Like basically if you mess up on that episode, you can have a minute's worth of time loss. So there is always that can happen, the Sly 2 thing. So just don't stop believing. Anything can happen.
Anything, especially because you know, we have, on one hand, we have a very new runner, Antho, versus a very experienced runner. So even though Antho, if things stay exactly the same as they are now in terms of time difference, Antho will have a comfortable lead. We don't know what sort of strats he's gonna do. He might know the cutscene skips, he might not. We don't know. He's a brand new runner, and that's what I love about ACES, is that we have so many, you know, interesting, unique perspectives from runners like that now. I think this room right here that Rude is entering has a trick in it that it looks like he's going for. Oh, nicely done.
He hits it.
If I'm not mistaken, that right there is the reason that Spanish is now faster in episode 2. I have to say, I'm kind of surprised and impressed with Rude because, you know, I didn't expect that he even knew about that trick, much less that he's been practicing enough to nail it first try. So
I have to say myself, never doubted the guy. Just you just don't doubt this guy.
just don't
hits the
doubt him.
trick.
He is cracked. Doesn't matter what game you put him in, what episode, he's gonna nail it. That's not to say that Gandy can't do the same. Also, pretty good runner on both sides right now. Rude's also coming up pretty soon. We're seeing a little bit of sneak peek of how the Jailbird costume works. We've seen him use the giant cannonball thing to hit stuff, but we also now have seen you can walk on it as well, which is a sneak peek into a trick coming up that we call ballin' strats. Shoutouts to This Is Not Jake, I believe was the founder, the original founder of the strats. It's a pretty tough trick. Just to even get in position can be kind of difficult. So let's see if Rude goes for it.
I'm a huge believer that he will go for it.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. But will he get first try?
I'm gonna say never doubt in this guy, so it's gonna hit it. Just trust and believe.
Oh, so close.
Oh,
Por una vez.
that
I
was
was
close.
popping my champ so hard, and he nailed the initial movement, but then when he was trying to roll over to the button, fell down. There you
And
go.
it hits it first try.
First try. Love to see it. Ballin'.
Never doubted the guy. Ever in my life. He's just bowling.
Even that slight delay though of the first try will you know, give a few seconds back to the Vipers for them to catch up as Gandhi is setting up to do a newly found out of bounds movement. And he gets up there. Nicely done.
Nicely done.
Makes this room a little faster. Kind of hard to balance on that barrel.
I'm actually pretty unfamiliar, so did he do the paraglide thing already? Or is it coming up, actually?
No, that's coming up after he crosses
Okay.
this rope bridge.
Oh yeah, it is, yeah.
It looks like, I haven't noticed until now, but Gandhi's playing in German. So he's probably not going to go for that strat that we saw Rude do, if he's not going to be doing Spanish.
Mm.
Because again, that trick that we saw Rude do, evidently is the only reason Spanish is faster. So if you're not going to do it, you might as well play in German, which was faster until that trick was found.
He didn't go for it.
Now he did the, I guess now they're old strats, but they're still good strats for sure.
Oh, okay, so that's the old strat. I see.
Yeah, don't ask me to explain how it makes it faster for Spanish, but somehow it does. There's somebody in chat probably knows.
It has to be some high-tech science going on there.
Oh.
If it only with that trick, Spanish is faster.
Yeah, it's something with the light cycles, how they move within that room, as Albie's saying in chat, which now that you've mentioned that, I have heard that before, that does check out, makes sense. And when I say it makes Spanish faster, you know, I'm not saying that they're saving like 30 seconds with Spanish, it's an extremely minor amount of time, but any amount of time faster is still faster.
Exactly. Rude is on this the Cooper for hire, where we follow the toothpick and make noises to make him go faster.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to explain how that works, or do you know?
I have no idea. It's just see people hitting stuff and he kind of startles and continues to walk. So I guess he's just skipping his turning and nose
Yeah.
picking. I don't know.
You nailed it. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. If he normally stops to do a look around animation, but if you startle him once he begins that animation, he'll cancel it, and it's just faster. So, yeah, you nailed it.
Oh my god. It's like I have run this game. I
He doesn't
haven't.
miss. Nice. Scandy getting the Binox CSS there that Rude tried to do, but wasn't able to. Let's see if he gets ballin' first try.
I'm pausing.
Playing it a bit
It's the
safer on the
first try.
setup, and he nails it.
First try. Like, that's amazing. Both runners hitting that. First try.
First try on both sides.
It's just easy like that.
I would say outside of Rude doing the one trick that makes Spanish faster, both runners did pretty comparably great Jailhouse Blues, honestly. Andy
Yeah,
maybe having just a
very-
slightly better one.
Very solid from both sides, indeed.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, go on.
Rude side, we finished following Toothpick as Bentley, so we changed to Murray, shooting a bunch of scorpions to protect Bentley into doing... Guess what it is, Alapo? Guess what we're gonna do as Bentley?
Has to be
That's
hacking.
right, it's a hack. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Doesn't miss.
He doesn't miss. It's like half of Bentley's gameplay in this game.
Everybody's favorite part, the billion hacks of Sly 4. If you love hacking in Sly 4, let me tell you, you can get a game called Bentley's Hack Pack, where it's nothing but hacking.
Oh my god, I was about to just say that I wish there would be a game where you just do these hacks
Yeah.
for like 6 hours straight.
Oh yeah. All stages. 6 hours of pure hacking gameplay. It's perfect.
The peak gameplay.
Yeah, honestly, I understand why they haven't followed up on a Sly 5. I mean, why would they when Hack Pack exists? You don't need anything else.
I know the reason, and it is because they are still adding more hacks for Sly 5 for Bentley.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. I think they said last in their recent update, it's a minimum of 10 hacks per job in Sly 5. Minimum of 20 jobs per episode, and a minimum of 16 episodes. So it's gonna be like the biggest adventure yet, you know.
Biggest adventure and biggest hack of all time.
Big adventure, big hack, big race, big restreamer.
Oh,
big here at
also
Sly
big
Golds.
rigs on the road.
So
We're gonna have the truck is gonna return on Sly 5 as well.
Oh, thank God. Trucking. Now let's see. Looks like Rude is going for a new trick. Ooh.
And he
wow,
gets
he
it.
barely made it with 1 HP left.
Exactly, I was about to say, like, that's so close. Insane.
Insane. Olapo, do you know what that's called?
Never doubted the guy.
Yeah, exactly. It goes by another name also. Toasted hacks.
Ooh, I see.
We've got ghost hacks, ghosted hacks, and now we've got toasted hacks in Sly 4. Another new trick found this year, 2024, the year of Sly 4. I'm telling you guys, this game has been cooking.
Oh, love to see it. After all, we had like last year was a year of Sly 3, so now we have year of Sly 4. Love to see it.
Love it. Alright, so now that Rude has finished the hack, he's moving on to the first time we're going to be playing as Tennessee Kid Cooper. And basically we're just going to use his unique mechanic of being able to shoot his cane gun and navigate through this mine. The reason we came down here was in order to get his cane gun back, but now we actually need to escape and get out. So we're gonna get to the end of it to do so.
Exactly. Love when he goes kind of like pow and fucking shoots it.
Exactly, it's just like that.
Also-
Not only can he shoot, but he's got a superpower that we're going to be seeing right after this cutscene. It's called Crack Shot, where he basically slows down time, targets a bunch of stuff all at once, and then shoots them in rapid succession, just like that, to open the door. Perfect.
Love to see it.
Alright, can't wait to see on Gandhi's side, though, if he's going to also go for those toasted hacks at the end of this hack. I bet he will. I'm sure he will. But will he
Totally.
succeed?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh wait, it's the green one that does the toasty thing. My
Yeah,
bad. I was about to say like that's a pretty low HP, but
Yeah. Thankfully, the HP is not shared between the different like tanks that you change in between.
yeah, that is true. That is actually super nice. Because these would be very hard, because I think you cannot get any healths in these, so...
Sometimes if you kill enemies, they might drop it, but it's just RNG.
Oh,
Rude taking a
die.
death. I didn't see what happened, did you?
I think the cow shot the TNT or something.
Oh, okay.
Or can
Yeah,
that even be a thing? Or then he hit the TNT accidentally.
Yeah, he needed to climb that TNT to go out of bounds, crack shot the door from across the map, and then do a death abuse to, since he opened the door, a checkpoint was set, so he death abuses to that checkpoint from a far
Ooh,
distance.
Candy going for the thing and hits it.
Oh, Gandhi, that was
super
clean.
Genial. A toda pastilla.
Honestly, both runners pulling out all the stops today, getting like every trick, every out of bounds,
Exactly.
fully updated runs.
Oh, sí.
The whole episode 2 so far from both runners is kind of so
Hey, song. Yeah, Cooper for Hire, because of the many different sections, playing as Bentley, then playing as Murray, then doing the hack, then playing as Tennessee, it's a very long job. So having some of these new strats to speed it up that much more has been really nice. And we're actually nearing the end on Rude's side. So as Rude finishes up the Tennessee section, Gandhi is entering the Tennessee section. Get a little sneak peek there as to perhaps some sort of weird mechanic with toothpick. It wasn't. Yeah, all we saw was a shadow. You know, maybe it was like a weird lighting effect. You know, probably
Yeah, maybe-
nothing that strange.
maybe there was a lamp that came next to him, so the shadow
Yeah,
grew.
that
But-
makes sense.
But for real, is there like actually any explanation why he can like grow in size?
Right.
Like, is there
I don't think so.
official Sly 4 like lore book what gives the thing away why he is able to do that?
If there is anything, I certainly don't remember it. I think he just does that somehow. I think it's just how he's just built different.
Yeah, exactly. That has to be it. Just built
Yeah,
different.
yeah. I think that's what they said in one of the cutscenes we skipped. Bentley said, "I've been researching toothpick, and it turns out he's built different."
Mm. There's a nice circle boost.
Yeah, you saw he tried to circle boost over the safe, over the roof, onto that chimney. Kind of fell down, so he wasn't in the exact correct position, but it just proves the strength of circle boosting in Sly 4 is extremely strong. It's crazy.
Lo haré. Te veo dentro.
Mm. I love the circle boosting in general in Sly 4. It just enables very, very, very cool movement. Very
Yeah, absolutely.
flashy looking movement.
Andy nailing the out of bounds and then the death abuse first try.
Yeah, that was clean. That was a clean climb.
Vaya, esos tipos.
I'm feeling kind of thirsty though. You know any like sarsaparilla bars I could go to that perhaps have a floating hover pack turtle bartender?
I don't know. I just cannot come up any.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any around, to be honest.
But I have to ask, is this like a mug root beer that he's serving? Has to
Yeah,
be.
it's sarsaparilla, which I think is kind of like root beer, but a little different from my understanding.
I see.
It's like, I don't know, sarsaparilla is often associated with Old West themes, and by the way, chat, if it hasn't been obvious, Sly 4 is a time-traveling game, and currently in Episode 2 we are in the Old West, like 1800s or something like that.
The classic. Have to have a Old West in any time travel game, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I know, Alapo, you're the biggest cowboy fan, you know?
Exactly. I'm the biggest biggest fan of the one ranch that has 18 cowboys.
Yeah, that.
Pueda romper ese contenedor y lo golpea con fuerza, Slade.
Meanwhile, Rude moving through this casino. You notice he had to go to that one area next to a giant boiler. And you might be wondering, why would he do that if he just needs to get over here? Well, this game, much like pretty much all of the later Sly games, there are chain triggers, so we do have to hit the certain checkpoints and stuff in order to be able to progress. And currently, I believe the time difference, both runners have been doing extremely good in hitting all of the tricks, so the time difference hasn't really changed that much. If maybe Rude hadn't been going for them, but Gandhi had, maybe he'd be catching up. But because both of these runners are putting on such a very strong performance, it's really consistent at the moment.
Gandhi also had the same thing happening that happened to Rude. So,
Yeah, getting stuck on that circle boost.
so yeah, we kind of didn't explain what was happening on the RC car. I guess you just drive and shoot shit basically. So
Yeah, we're just trying
that's
to.
about it.
That's basically all you ever do in the RC car, except when you're squeaking, you know?
Oh, yeah. That's a good point, indeed.
Basically, we just needed to get it in these air vents to Toothpick's office so we could, spy on his plans and stuff. Watch him shoot his own men on accident. Negligent discharge. And we get yet another off-screen hint as to some weird lighting effects, making really big shadows for Toothpick. That means Rude will be going into the next job, Blind Date. This is probably one of my least favorite jobs of episode 2. Can you explain what's going to be happening here, Lapo?
Yeah, for sure. I know that this is a Tennessee job and it's a big auto-scroller. As far as I know, like if you just do the things, you just kind of wait that the auto-scroller object is coming and kind of goes by. That's it.
Basically, yeah. There are maybe some minor strats you can do to speed up a little bit, but as you say,
basically minor optimizations to save those few extra seconds or frames.
As you say though, pretty much an auto scroller, which is why I dislike it so much. Not only do runners dislike it for being an auto scroller, but there's also a lot of potential for accidental and instantaneous death, which will lose a lot of time and is really annoying. So if you fall into the water, you'll instantly die, and the enemies will throw dynamite sticks at you. And if you get hit by one of those, the explosion will knock you back, and if it happens to knock you off the platform into the water, well, that just sucks.
So, yeah, I see that the card has a health bar, but my honest question is, like, is there even possibility that card can die?
Yeah, so, alright, the reason we want to protect this runaway stagecoach is because this is actually where Carmelita gets introduced to the game. She was captured in the present day by La Paradox's men and then transported here to the Old West. And so Toothpick, I guess, has ordered his men to put her on this runaway stagecoach and, I don't know, run her through this canyon to run off a cliff and die eventually. I don't, it's a very stupid plan.
It's so bad when you explain it.
It is bad.
It's so bad.
It's just a really wild concept. But we don't want Carm to die. So we're protecting her by destroying all these TNT barrels, closing those fiery valves so that the stagecoach doesn't take too much damage and blow up, basically. Because we want to try to rescue Karm. That's what we're doing here this whole time.
Exactly. After all, if we don't save her, how else the plan on episode 5 would work, you know?
True, yeah. Who's gonna shake if we don't save Karm?
Yeah, who's gonna shake? Murray? Get out of here.
Oh, okay, well, I mean, that might work, actually. I could see that.
I mean, to be honest, it worked on episode 1, so...
Yeah. One fun thing, maybe one very small redeeming factor of Blind Date is that in the stage, the area that Rude's in right now, you might be able to see right at the top area there is an Easter egg of Clockwork hanging out, looking around. Every episode has a small Clockwork Easter egg somewhere hidden within it. In episode 2, it's right here in Blind Date, so that's kind of cool. Just because, you know, the lore of Clockwork is that he's thousands of years old and has always been chasing the Cooper clan around. So being able to actually see him even in the past, kind of neat. Otherwise, though, the job still sucks.
Yeah, it is a very, very neat Easter egg for every episode. I think on the most common one, I think, is on episode 3. There's, I don't remember the Job's name, but basically after the cutscene, the cameras literally, so you can see him on the tower.
I don't remember where the episode 3 one is. I also don't remember where the episode 5 one is, since we were in there earlier. I just remember Blind Date because it's one that you're basically always going to see. Gandhi, you didn't shoot the thing? There you go. Okay, that was scary.
Never doubted the guy.
Never doubted. Melampo knew it was safe.
Sí, señorita. Bentley me dijo.
No me llames señorita. Soy la inspectora Fox.
So yeah, here we've got Karm. This is the first time she's, aside from the Paris prologue, this is where she like kind of actually gets introduced into the game.
Vaya, ese
You know,
maquinador.
she's really fired up right now because she's a bit upset about getting kidnapped into some convoluted plan to run her off a cliff. Understandably. Unfortunately, though, the rest of the Cooper clan has now been captured, which means our next job is...
Nadie secuestra a la inspectora
What's the next
Carmelita
job,
Fox
Alapo?
y se va de rositas.
Next job is gonna be jailbreak.
Cuidado.
Yeah, I think the name is pretty self-explanatory.
Sí, señorita.
That's what we're gonna be doing.
Por supuesto, inspectora Fox.
Jailbreak also has gone through a few changes, I guess, as you can say. After all, Year of Sly 4. So we're gonna see if Rude goes for the strats. I mean, I'm not doubting the guy. He will go for them for
Oh
sure.
yeah. Okay. Any doubters in chat, just, you know, get out of here. There's no doubting the guy. I actually
believe-
don't know what the new strats for jailbreak are. Do you?
There is like the, as far as I know, because after all, I like to lurk the channels. I don't play the game too much, but I like to lurk the channels. So
Yeah.
there is the, it's spiral dive, right? When you like press triangle on the air, like you can use that to
Oh yeah,
bump on the corner, basically to like you skip this.
Yeah.
What is it? Green laser thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Crazy.
I remember what you're talking about now. They can sort of do a little bit of out of bounds movement combined with the spiral dive jump to just skip a giant like green laser field that normally insta kills you.
Por lo que creo, no esperará.
So yeah, I do know what you're talking about now. We'll have to wait and see if Rude and or Gandhi are able to pull it off.
Pero llámame Carmelita. Y gracias por
But
rescatarme.
first, we will actually have a little bit of Carmelita gameplay. Not much, we're just going to be shooting from a
Oh,
stationary
Candy
position.
dying on the rail.
Rescatar a este
Damn.
Oh,
blanco
unlucky.
para echarle
That
este
is
Vaya,
unfortunate.
eres batalladora. Me
I don't know
recuerdas a
how the
esta
checkpoints
chica
work.
que-
Was that like a
¿Cómo es
next
la
to
cárcel?
checkpoint or something like that?
Con
Probably.
Yeah,
mucho
thankfully
fuego
the
para
death,
despejar
while
el cielo.
unfortunate, it was like right after a checkpoint that he just got, so he didn't actually go too far back.
Yeah, unfortunate death, but thankfully not like a multi-minute kind of death.
Exactly. I would say that their time difference is still roughly the same. Maybe add an extra like 10 seconds or something now. But still pretty comparatively equal runs between Rude and Gandhi here. They've both been putting on a great performance for episode 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Pues claro, pulso el botón R1 para usar el gatillo. Estoy
So this
deseando
job
darle 4
opens with a Carmelita shooting. I don't know if this is like one of those that you can speed up by hitting the targets early as possible. I haven't paid that much attention.
I don't think so. You can have like auto fire just to make your rate of fire faster. But you still kind of have to wait for the boat to actually like reach its destination. I would say the one thing you could at least just like have the knowledge on to make it go faster is that right here there's going to be guard spawns, and if you kind of know, if you kind of keep a consistent order of how you're killing them, because they always spawn in the same spot, you can try to like predict where they're coming from to get your shots off.
Yeah, basically pre-fire them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Tennessee section. I think it's not on this one. This one you just jump and hit the circle button to go up the rope because like this makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody quality checked this.
Yeah, we did. Thankfully, from Aguiarino, we did actually get to see a little bit of what the casual route looks like in one of the first ACES matches. Many of us had forgotten how you were even supposed to go through casually. But yeah, the speedrun strat is just to climb up that rope backwards.
Creo que tenemos compañía, señorita Carmelita. Y no de la buena.
Here's another section where if you just have the knowledge of how the guards are going to be spawning in, they're going to start on the right side here, and once you kill a certain number of them, they're going to switch over to the left side. Gotta get that last one, there he goes. Now they're going to start coming in from the left. And basically, once you finish off all the guards and destroy the giant wooden barrier, you'll load into the next Tennessee section, where, as you were saying, what we're gonna see we're hopefully gonna see some out of bounds spiral jump movement.
Hopefully.
Oh, clean movement from Rude there, getting straight up to the top level.
Yeah, he's going for it.
Looking good.
I'm pausing. Come on, hit it. Oh, so close.
Okay.
Still pausing.
A little bit precise.
And
There, he made it.
first try. That's the jump.
Never doubted the guy.
Never doubted the guy.
Another new tech from the year of Sly 4, making its appearance in today's race.
Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it.
Love it. Just got one more Carm section. Then we'll be switching to Tennessee for the last time to free the gang from the prison. And then just 2 more jobs left in episode 2. I'm really intrigued about how the Sly 2 episode's gonna play out after this. Because while the Jackalopes do have a strong lead, I gotta say, Alapo, you've made a good point with how episode 6 has such volatility with jobs like Friend in Need or doing Spice in the Sky, cutscene skip. or potential to even hardlock if you try to set up a fake floor, and then a duck guard will break your grounded chimney object. Never know what might happen. Also potential for white locks in episode 6, which can be saved, but if they miss it, I mean,
That
it's
is that is actually a good point. I completely forgot about the white lock, because that one you kind of need to prepare for it every time.
every time.
Ni siquiera estaría aquí.
You better press
But-
circle. If you press anything else, it's over.
Oh, you have to spoil it, but I was about to say more about that in later, but I kind of missed the joke now. Oh, I'm so sad. But
That's my fault. My fault.
that is true.
Pero chicos,
It is a thing that can happen.
Yeah. So the Jackalopes have a big lead now, but don't stop believing. There is strong potential for comeback on the Viper side.
Vayámonos
Also,
que ahí te la contaré.
Rude
Oh.
finishing up the jailbreak.
Gandhi taking a bit too much damage and actually taking a death there.
That is unfortunate.
Now the gang's all back together, broken out of jail. But before we go on to operation, we have to set up for the operation and do basically a series of mini games in a job called Grand Key Larceny.
Exactly. We are in this one. We get 4 keys, or is it 3? I'm not sure actually.
Should just be 3: Murray, Sly, and Karm.
Okay, it is 3. Somehow I remember that it's 4, but that's fine. Candy. Oh, first trial. It's so
clean.
easy. It's so easy and clean. Never doubted the guy.
Never.
Algo no anda bien.
So yeah, in the Murray section, basically going to be entering a boxing contest. Kill like 20 small guards before facing the champion, Wild Man, as he's known.
Oh, Murray with the broccoli. Let's go. Wait, did that guy throw a beer bottle and it broke?
Yeah, they throw, the audience throws chairs and beer bottles at you.
That's wild. I haven't paid that much attention on this job. That's wild.
Yeah, this was actually during the Sly 4 Optimal Loot tournament that we had, however long ago that was. This was a pretty popular choice for some runners to go and loot all of these small guards.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I think Kelluke was like the main guy to do this.
Yeah, and it was pretty smart, honestly, because you can get down to like the 19th guard. If you didn't find your optimal loot, just restart checkpoint, start over, and it's pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly. And since it is like a forcefully spawning the small guys that can have loot, so very smart. Rude kicking the
Nicely done.
cow's ass here.
Yeah. Murray's the new champion of Cottonmouth Bluff. Now we're going to be going into, I don't even know what they call this competition, the ball-in competition.
I have no idea. Like this, it looks so out of place. Maybe if we couldn't, like, wouldn't skip the cutscenes, we would know. But I don't know. It just feels so random.
It's been a long time since I've seen that cutscene, so basically just race through the town that is filled with death traps. And apparently this is a thing people like to do for fun at this annual event. Rude running into every little lizard on the ground, which doesn't seem that relevant, but it actually can be kind of consequential in that you might have noticed he bounces off the lizards, meaning he could bounce off them into a laser or into a bomb or something, so you gotta be a little careful.
Exactly. Candy finished the jailbreak as well, so he is also starting this job right now, very soon, after the load and hub world movement. Rude finishing the race. Nicely done.
Yeah, getting some friendly fire from their team's namesake, the Jackalopes, throwing dynamite at them. Now we just have a shooting competition from Karm. I don't remember the Coyote character's name. That's like the current shooting champion. I think he has one, but I don't remember it. It doesn't matter. The best way to get through this is basically you have to start with these basic +2 targets, but eventually it's going to start spawning these +5 targets that always spawn in on the left side as soon as you shoot it. So you can just start spamming those, and then you might have noticed there's also a vulture that's worth +10 that will spawn in a lot more rarely, but it's nice to hit. Clean shooting for the most part.
Yeah, that was also decently quick, I would say.
Yeah. I don't even remember why they need these keys, to be honest. I think it unlocks like I think it unlocks something for the train tracks, like a
Well, wasn't
blocked
it
door.
wasn't it the van that is locked?
No, because once they enter the operation, which he's going to be doing right after this, they just save the van by using TNT to blow up the locks for it.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what the keys are for. They change the tracks. Yeah, that's what I thought it was for. They unlock some sort of station that allows changing the direction of the train, basically.
Yeah, exactly. As you can see, I have played the game even casually.
Yeah.
I know what happens.
Yeah, I never doubted you.
Never doubted the guy.
Let's see, this is called Operation Gold Digger. Basically, not only are we going to be taking back the van from Toothpick, but we've decided we're also going to steal all of Toothpick's gold. Because we're thieves after all, why not?
Yeah, after
However-
all, we are thieves. even though it
true.
doesn't look like that.
It's this is another thing that's never explained. I think we take all this gold, and then what? What happens to it? Where does it go? It's not added to our coin count. So like, what's the point?
That is good point.
Would have been so much more immersive if like after the EP2 operation you just get like plus 1,000 coins or something. That would shake up the any % route so much in terms of coin and gadget routing. Tennessee takes it. Good point. That's right. We have to steal the gold.
Dude got pretty unlucky. He threw the barrel and the mouse just jumped in front of it.
The mouse was like, "Get down, Mr. President."
Get down, Mr. Obama.
Yeah. 07 in chat for that mouse, doing his best work. Pretty hectic goings on over on Rude's side. Thankfully picked up a healther there because I was about to mention he's looking a little low from all these guards shooting him so much. He's still pretty low actually. He's playing it a little safe to hide, and we're fine. Didn't die.
Candy on the shooting.
And what's this? On the Bentley section, we're doing another hack. Let's go.
Let's go. Love when he hacks like this.
I don't remember if this is another hack where we're going to restart checkpoint at the end, but I guess we'll see what the runners do. Because
I don't
it's
know
not
about
all of
the-
them.
I don't know about restarting the checkpoint, but this is another hack where we go down, so that's based. It's like
Olapo
crazy.
loves it when Bentley goes down.
Especially I love when he goes left.
Yeah. Andy finishing up Grand Key Larceny, so he'll be joining Rude in not too long to finish this operation as well. So now that we're getting pretty close to the final episode of this race, how are you feeling in terms of predictions, Olapo? Do you think Jackalopes can maintain their lead? Or do you think something could happen that might give the Vipers a big comeback?
I have to say, it is so hard to predict because, like I said, it's a volatile episode. Anything can happen. And on top of that, I don't want to jinx it, but I think I talked about this with Remo before our latest match versus Sabres versus Bombers. Like, what is the possibility for a sound lock, the big one, the big baddie, to happen? So that is also one of those that, if it happens, can be a huge changer for the race, because that is a thing on slide 2 and 3, a shared problem.
Exactly. We got white locks, we got sound locks, we have potential hard locks with the broken chimney. There's a lot of lock potential in episode 6.
Yeah, basically multiple multi-minute things that can happen. So it is hard to say, but if this continues on the same side, on the same pace that Jackalopes is having, then it could be just that they would just win. But
Yeah,
anything can happen.
anything. Yeah, I don't want to jinx it just like you said, but I also kind of want to be a believer that something will happen and we get a closer race. We'll have to wait
Exactly.
and see. I think the time difference between these runners is ever so slightly smaller than it was before. I think earlier it was about 3:30 difference. Now we're looking at about 3:22. Gandy catching up just a little bit. As we've mentioned so many times, both runners have done like all tricks and have been really just consistently good. So it's hard to make up a time deficit in that sort of environment where both runners are performing at top levels. But he's managing just a little bit.
Exactly. And I have to say, Ruud has played very well. Like, he's not that much of a Sly 4 guy, but he has been just playing it out of his mind, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you never doubted the guy.
Yeah, exactly. I have never doubted the guy, but I'm just saying, like, he's been playing very well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I didn't expect Rude to put on this good of a performance. Just not, nothing against him. It's just that he doesn't play Sly 4 that much. So I just didn't expect it.
Yeah, like exactly. Like, he doesn't play the game too much, but he's been just showing his capability.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rude, he's actually in the final boss fight of episode 2 here. Ouch, ow, my ears. Who turned on them blasted whistles? And yeah, we got...
Is that actually what he says?
Yeah, it is.
It's so stupid.
I absolutely hate episode 2, but I absolutely love Toothpick because he is so just comical. He's so silly. We finally see that all of those previous giant shadows weren't just a weird lighting effect. He does indeed for some reason, have some form of gigantism, much like Karm in Sly 3 Episode 2. So what's up with these late game Episode 2s just having large people? I think Sly 5 Episode 2 is actually confirmed to have Augurino, so the trend will continue. We actually see Antho already in the safe house, getting prepared to start his run as soon as Rude finishes. And from what I can tell, it looks like he is playing in Korean. What's up with that, Alapo? You're the Sly 2 expert. Tell me what's going on.
He's playing on the Korean version, so the dialogue goes much faster than for English example and any other language that we know so far.
Ah, nice, nice.
So that's basically same as Sly 4, like you said. There's language difference, but for 2 and 3, it is way bigger difference overall.
True. Very, extremely significant in Sly 2 and 3. In Sly 4, it you know, matters a little bit, but not nearly as much. I think Rude is on the final section here. He just needs to smack Toothpick a few more times. That'll be GG for the Jackalopes of Sly 4 Episode 2.
And time for Rude. GG's. GG 2 out of 3.
An immediate transition to Antho. Very clean movement.
Very clean movement, very clean transition from the re-streamer. Love to see that. We are seeing the epic movement of Sly 2.
My director clap.
Love to see the stealth slide. Sly 2, very heavy use on gadgets after all.
Oh,
I would
Oh,
say
stealth
way
slide,
more.
my beloved.
I would say way more than 4, for example. Or
Yeah,
even
the gadgets
3.
in 4, you know, they're helpful, they're nice to have, but they actually don't contribute a ton of time save. Especially in just single episodes. If they were obviously full game runs, they'd help a little more. But the gadgets in Sly 2 are actually really helpful to have.
Exactly. Well, Candice just started the toothpick. Antho is going for the basically the recon. Like every Sly 2 episodes have like the first episode is a recon.
True, true.
We're gonna take the photos, we're gonna see the bees on it.
Yeah, this is probably, maybe aside from Dimitri, another very popular pick for favorite villain of Sly 2, Jean Bisson. Great character.
난 걸어다니면서 얘기를 해야 피가 머리에 공급이 잘 되거든. 물론 그렇겠지요.
Antho taking perhaps alternate methods for getting these pictures, perhaps safer strats. Like we mentioned, he is a bit of a newer runner, not as experienced as some others, but he's actually, you know, he knows the tech, he's glitch high jumping, he's square boosting.
Yeah, he knows the movement. Hitting the table, that was I don't know. Can John Bison actually like hear you and fail the job immediately? I don't know. But
Yeah,
looks like
that's like a swag strat there. He's just taunting Jean Bisson. Oh, nice square boost off the train, preserving that speed and momentum.
Love to see it.
Basically, now we're traveling into all of these cabins to collect blueprints from these trophy bass on the mantle. But the third one, what is we've touched on it a little bit, Alapo. The third one is special for what reason?
Oh, the third one the third cabin, as after all these are wooden cabins. So when you exit the third one, there is a slight chance that the game kind of puts a camera on the way. I think it's camera, right? So
Holy
that the
GG's candy.
so yeah, GG's candy. So the basically screen is white and it can basically soft lock you.
Yeah.
Oh no,
The
wait, it
infamous
actually
white
is a
lock.
like hard lock. Basically, you need to close the console.
Mm-hmm.
So there is
Didn't want to
that.
interrupt your description too much, but that was probably the fastest transition I've ever seen between runners and restream setup there. Once Gandhi finished and Canudi started, that was crazy.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, no white lock.
No white lock.
No white lock on Antho's side, but will
Ooh.
Canudi white lock? Ooh.
Antho pressing the. I think if you press jump there, you just drop down from the hook. Super rarely.
Getting a little bit of refresh on the Jackalope side since we were having some stuttering issues, but hopefully we'll stabilize.
Anyways, finishing the first job. I bet it was smooth sailing after the refresh. So
Yeah, it looks good now.
also we see the amazing speed tech for slide 2 and 3 where we close the game and boot it up to skip the Bentley.
True, that's something that we never have to see.
shows or what these are diagram shows.
Yeah, slideshows. That's something we never have to see for slide 4. Because we can just actually press circle or pause to skip cinematic depending. But for slide 2, we just reset.
Knuti going for the little bit optimizing there, like with the score boost.
Yeah, I would say, Antho doing a pretty good job so far, but I would have to say Canudi's movement has been cleaner so far. We're only one job in so far. Canudi looking good.
Antho deciding not to go for the Spice in the Sky cutscene skip. As far as I know.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going for it. Pretty bold choice. He does have a very strong lead, so, as a new runner, maybe he and his team decided we're gonna use that. We're gonna use the lead we have to our advantage and just play it safe.
That is fair. Like, gotta respect that. At the same time, it opens up for the Vipers to catch up, potentially. Because I know that Knuti will go for this.
Believers in chat, rise up. Come back, possibly. Ooh, nice. No white lock on Canudi's side either. Both runners safe.
Good job. Good stuff for sure for Vipers. Like, anything like sus not happening is always like bringing them back more to this game. After all, anything can happen still. It's so early to the episode.
Absolutely. Want to point out Canudi had no juice left at all at the end of the job, which is a good indicator that he was using up all of his stealth side, using up everything he could as best as he could for just the fastest movement. Antho taking perhaps some sort of alternate route for his balloon routing here. This is something I see new runners get confused on quite a lot with the balloon routing.
Exactly.
Luckily though, still managing to reach the train.
Going for the correct train at least.
Yeah.
I think
for
this
sure.
is this is the first train you take anyways. So
Yeah, it is.
the balloon routing maybe a little bit not quite there, but at least hitting the trains, that's all that matters after all.
So true. Hit the trains. Don't fall down.
Exactly.
All right, what's Canudi doing though? What's up with this?
Yeah, Knut is going for the big strat. He's setting his
Uh-oh.
position to the chimney. That's kind of unfortunate. This is still doable. But they are...
다 찼어. 기차를 찾아서
yeah,
Good
setting
backup.
ground
Oops.
position to the to the chimney, going to the water, reloading it. So the floor just kinda goes away.
머리를 만나. 너희들 아주 잘하고
And
있어.
he goes for the jump trigger, gets hit by the electric fence that insta kills him, and he skips the cutscene.
Nicely
Very
done.
nicely done.
Had a
Love
good
this game.
backup with those wall climbing hooks too.
Yeah, exactly. That's a
터지지 않게 조심해.
good backup.
Canudi catching up a lot of time already. They're in the same job. He has 3 trains to go, whereas Antho's doing the last one now. But yeah, that CSS certainly helps make up some time. Looking at about a minute 55-second difference between the runners already.
Oh,
Oh,
hits the
마지막
corner. That's so sad. That's actually so sad. He was going so fast too, with full confidence to that train.
yeah, really unlucky.
That is unlucky. I think that's
성공이야.
like 30
모두 열렸어.
seconds what he loses. Have to do this bouncing again. Oh, I look like it's going to miss. I was clenching, I have to say.
Believer's in a little bit of shambles after that, but he's not out yet.
Oh, Antho with the fake floor. Thankfully the duck
Oh.
doesn't hit the chimney.
Yeah, thankfully he had lost his enemy aggro. I would say between the 2 fake floor cutscene skips, if you're gonna do only one, this one's definitely the safer one to go for, so I totally understand.
믿을 수가
All you have to
없어.
do is touch the trigger with fake floor active and you're good.
And he hits it nicely.
Will he do the lures though?
I think he's going for it.
Okay,
Didn't
try the
hit.
first one, but yeah.
Didn't hit. Unfortunate not, but still in comfortable lead, even without getting it.
The first one, sometimes just a little finicky. Sometimes you run into the guard light, yeah, it looks like you're doing it fine, and then Karm just doesn't chase you. A little unlucky. The second lure is certainly more difficult to set up and execute. So, as a new runner, you know, maybe Antho won't go for it, but maybe he'll prove me wrong. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets the moose.
Looks like he is trying to GSM a moose over there in the section down below that Karm's going to jump to eventually.
I can see that. He's having a, I would say, pretty unusual way to GSM the moose. Well, there is the
Yeah,
moose.
looks
It
like-
kind of died.
He got one just on the wrong side. Unlucky.
Oh, Knut on top of the train. Getting the ledge crap.
Optimal.
Look at that, look at that. Oh my god, so good.
That's how you want to end the final train. Really good spice in the sky, except for that one very unfortunate death. Immediately setting up his fake floor to join Antho in Friend in Need. We'll see if Canudi's able to get that first lure. If he does, if he gets both lures, that could help him catch up a lot, actually.
That is very true. And gets the
First
lure.
one successful so far.
No, just Carmelita shoot the moose.
So Alapo, I believe you can't just simply lure her all the way to Murray, right? Can you tell me about like some checkpoints or something in place?
Yeah, I don't know how many checkpoints there is, but I guess there's like 3 checkpoints that you gonna need to hit with her. So she continues the path, which Knuti just hit the first one. I also love this GSM strat. This is what I also do. This
Yeah,
is the,
same.
This is the Jake strat, right?
If it is, I'm unaware of that, but I would believe it. Jake is,
Well, there is a tutorial video from Jake, so I call it the Jake lure.
that's totally fair. Jake has a lot of really great tutorial videos and finds.
Oh,
for
he got the
different
moose on
strats.
the same spot as Antho.
Oh, what?
Look at the
what's-
moose.
Oh
what,
no,
what is
Carm.
happening? This is something.
They're trying to like chase each other to
No
fight.
way.
Oh,
She's
no.
coming down.
Oh no.
Doing the loop. What is she doing?
Oh no.
That's so unfortunate.
Is she gonna go back to the boat?
She's gonna.
Oh no.
No. That's a victory lap.
Yeah, that's certainly some kind of lap.
Well, both runners got the moose, but on the wrong position.
But yeah.
So can we say
unlucky.
that it was successful GSM?
Uh,
Not the lure.
Semi-successful, maybe.
Suboptimal.
True. On Antho's side, we've started stealing Karm's keys, and he's probably counting to 21 since that blue screen of collecting the key. Gonna do a little strat here. Hide on top of this makeshift prison. And after 21 seconds from stealing the key, supposing he does do the strat, he's going to
Oh,
hold.
he's not.
There he
not going
is.
for the smoke.
I think he might have done it a bit late.
Yeah, that was a little bit late, like 5 seconds too late.
Yeah, which you're
Because it's-
supposed to.
Isn't it like it is 26 seconds when she automatically drops the aggro?
Exactly. Each one saves 5 seconds, so if you do it 5 seconds late, then you're just saving 0, basically.
Only thing you are not saving is the juice.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Karm and this moose on Canuti's side.
What is happening on Knuti's side? They are
Oh,
running
no.
in circles.
He's having a bit of a struggle.
Like I said, anything can happen. Anything can happen on this
Yeah.
episode. It's so
Oh,
volatile.
no.
Oh
There was no way he could get rid of the moose for her.
no, no way.
This is
That's so unfortunate too, because this lure doesn't have checkpoints. That is so unfortunate.
She was so close, and yet so far.
Meanwhile, Antho is finishing up the job.
Canuti was closing it. He was closing that gap, and the game just said no. It just completely screwed him over with whatever the heck was happening there.
That is just unreal from the game.
Yeah,
What is
personally,
the-
never
what is
seen
the
that.
perfect loop?
Maybe this time he'll be able to get second lure, though. We'll see. Meanwhile, Antho's gonna go to the first Bentley job. This one being aerial assault? Question mark.
No, it's Rate Iron Horse.
Yeah. Aerial assault will be the next one.
Yes, exactly. So anyways, I'm gonna hop in the train with the bento.
Get in.
Get in.
Alright, this lure looks much better than than what happened the first time.
Oh, Antho having a little bit of a zigzagging going on with the AB.
This is another job that's extremely It's pretty much straightforward. You just run through the train to the end. But you can get a little caught on some of the lasers and stuff. Hopefully he'll be able to make it through without dying.
Snipe check.
Uh-oh.
Oh, misses it.
Okay.
Oh, uh-oh.
Somehow didn't take too much damage.
It's the second snipe. Let's
A
go.
little chaotic, but we're chilling now.
One thing that I know this Antho doesn't have is the hover pack.
So
Nice.
true. Good point. Yeah, since we do allow additional gadgets, hover pack is a pretty minor thing to have. Obviously, you don't need it, but it can save just a little bit of time or help you out in pretty risky situations.
Exactly. By the way, commenting to Knut's friend in need, he got the second lure. Gotta point that out.
Nicely done.
Nicely done. Never doubted the guy.
Acknowledged. Hopefully we'll be seeing Canuti execute those smoke bomb strats to save up to 15 seconds if they're done correctly. Since each one saves 5 and you need to do it 3 times. Quick maths. 15.
Quick maths.
Meanwhile, Antho's going to be continuing to play as Bentley, but this time we're not really going to control Bentley directly. We're just going to control his RC helicopter for this job. Aerial assault. Volume warning. This is like the loudest job in the game for some reason.
Love when the volume goes like max on the shots.
Yeah.
Missing
No,
the
we
bomb
have
boost. Doesn't really matter. Would always sad to see the miss.
so clean. I know we have a RC car emote. Where's the RC helicopter emotes? Somebody get on that.
Where is... I don't know. Maybe it's not as good as RC car.
You know, you might have a point. Maybe it's not. But we will be seeing a lot of the RC helicopter in this episode regardless. We're going to see it here, and then we're going to be seeing it actually twice in the operation.
That is true. Knut
Can you tell
finishing
us,
up the... Knut finishing up the friend in need. Nicely done with the smoke bombs. Little
GGs.
upset on the lure. On the second
Yeah.
one,
That was
especially
just so sad.
heartbreaking, to be honest. Anyways, you were about to say something. But
Yeah, I was
kinda
gonna
cut you off.
If you could tell us the RC like shooting mechanics, the bombing mechanics, how does this thing work?
I mean, the faster you press the fire button, which is a square button, the faster you shoot. Or if you are lazy like me, you can just hold it down.
Oh, is that what you do?
No.
No.
I do it on this on this Theft on the Rails, like when it's auto spawning the mini helicopters, like here. I just hold it down.
Yeah.
But obviously, for the boss I mash. At least tried. I'm not a great masher, and that is like huge thing on this episode. If you are a good masher, you will have way faster fights with the
yeah.
RC.
Very good point. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like I'm not like a bad masher, but I'm certainly not good.
Oh, you are not as bad as me, so.
Oh yeah, you want to prove who's the worst masher?
Oh, so this is now a competition who presses the button slower.
Yeah. New Sligold's event. Who's the worst masher of the community?
Oh, Knut missing up the snipe, but good backup. Didn't go to the light. Also, yeah, you can drop bombs with X, but that doesn't like go fast or anything.
Oh, a little bit of hover pack strats there. Slightly faster to get over those crates.
Antho finishing up the what is it? Aerial assault? Yeah. My bad.
Mhm.
Going to the
Let's say,
Bear Cup kidnapping.
Hopefully Antho has Berserker Charge for Murray, so he can do the cutscene skip.
Well, we see.
Oh,
Selecting Sly on accident.
oh
Well,
he does have
has.
it. Nice.
So the real question is now, will he hit it?
I would imagine so. Even for new runners, it's very easy. Pretty free setup, not gonna lie. That being said, if I hype him up and then it gets missed, I'm gonna feel bad. But
Sadly, I have to agree with you because I did. Oh, he's going for not doing the binocle thing. But anyways, like I
I think
watched.
he got it.
Yeah, I think he got it.
Yeah.
So free. But yeah, I watched how Remo does it, like, and I did it first time on the run ever. So it's kind of simple. The setup is kind of free.
So free.
So free. Also, activate the Atlas strength.
Yeah, I'm glad he
Very-
found this new gadget. Saves a lot of time called Atlas Trinkete.
Love when he runs with the bear.
Oh, missed the cage somehow.
I
Just
think a
barely
little
outside
bit.
its range.
Yeah, a little bit too back.
Oh no, it's a
Oh
disaster.
no, it's a show.
Oh,
the
oh,
bear is
God.
not, the bear is targeting the ducks, not the
The
ducks.
entire Canadian army is after him.
Oh my god, what is happening? And the what is that
Freaking
tank?
like snow plow tank thing.
The
Oh, there we go. Okay,
found the
let's
cage.
get out of here.
Going to the mama bear cave.
This little guy was just snoozing. I guess they both were.
Yeah. The other one was far away from home.
Yeah, what was he doing out there? Why was the mama bear not helping that one out?
I don't know.
That's the least favorite of their children.
It is always like that in the family, you know.
Yeah, parents always say, "Oh no, I don't have a favorite," but I think here we clearly see who the favorite was.
Exactly. It's just a lie.
Yeah. Any stompers?
Antho going for the Deft on the Rails. Now it's the job name.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but it's gone really fast. We're actually almost done with EP6 on the Jackalope side. We have this and the operation.
Yeah, this is a fast episode after all.
Mm-hmm.
It
It's
is
extremely short, extremely fast, but extremely risky.
Yeah, it is. Is it second or third fastest on Sly 2 episodes? I think.
I am inclined to say third. I'll
Yeah,
double
like
check that.
Episode 1 is fastest. Episode 8 is second fastest, right?
No,
So-
no. Episode 8, I guess maybe, at least with additional gadgets, is certainly the fastest, and then EP1,
Oh, okay.
and
Okay.
then EP6.
It's just like to lie, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I too enjoy spreading misinformation on the internet.
It is my day job, after all.
Yeah. This is why we pay you the big bucks here at Sly Goals.
That's how I get the big bucks. Antho, the scary situation with 1 HP with the gunshot
and the lasers. Oh, God.
or the laser. Still alerted, but these guards are just snoozing, so no worries.
Yeah, I would say Antho's in a position he could try to just play it safe, And it'll be alright. They've got enough of a lead. It should be alright. And he makes it.
Makes it. And Knuti got the cutscene skip as well. Nicely done.
Knudi. Poor Murray having to die for the cause of time save.
Bonks the little thing. It's so
Yeah.
funny. Just love the animation when Murray bonks, like it just fucking flops to his butt.
Knudi carefully GSMing so that hopefully he doesn't get the entire force against him.
Oh, the
Although this duck
with
playing
the rock.
major defense. Oh,
Oh,
no. Are we
over-
gonna have a part 2 of all this?
Oh no 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 no
No.
no.
Not again. Okay, we got it.
I also saw Knuti had a gadget where Murray throws things, it creates the explosion.
True. It might have helped to
Oh no, the
sort
mama
of
bear.
Oh no. Because he spent time fighting those guards, the bear cycle moving along this cave.
Come on, Knuti, just GSM the bear.
Oh, and
no.
the guard!
Why is there 2 flashlights?
The guards and the bears working
And the
together.
trains. Oh my god, the bear is like literally behind him. Anyways, Antho is on the operation. Yeah. Just started.
Yeah, I'm curious to know if he's going to do the strat where if you mash square as you take control of Sly before he's as he's falling down into the train. If you do it correctly, there's a chance that he can sort of hit like a damage plane to respawn back on top of the train. And since we want to be on top anyways, it's a pretty quick, convenient strat to do. Not
We
super
are about to
consistent,
find
but-
out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. He did try, but didn't make it. Which, you know, it's not consistent and it's not that important. You just jump on the door and it's fine.
I mean, it is a nice time save, but it's not like a super bad if you miss it kind of deal.
Exactly.
It is just convenient.
Hit this cutscene trigger. And we're gonna meet a character we haven't seen this whole time. Neela's showing up.
And now we see the mashing speed. This is where it matters the most. This is the part
True.
1.
Yeah. This is where we're gonna fight Neela. After we destroy her aircraft, we'll never see her again, thankfully. We'll probably just like get to the end of the train and win, I guess.
Gonna call the little friends.
Little friends. Here we go. You know, respectable level of mashing, I would say.
Yeah, that is good.
I
I
know
think
some,
faster than me.
yeah, some people in the community, like Agurino, Sly Sonic, they're absolutely nuts with their mashing.
Have you seen
But,
Remo? Christian?
Remo, also pretty crazy with the mashing. Alapo, absolutely goated with the mashing.
Yeah, especially when I whip out my muscle hammer with the level
Right,
5
yeah.
of vibration. It goes
True, true,
crazy.
true.
Have you seen that?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You have no idea, damn. Ogi thought it was turbo controller.
Oh wow, yeah, that's just how good he is. Oh, a little bit of a movement mishap. But Canuti's catching up a little bit. He's also in operation. I don't think there's enough time to fully catch up, but at least he's, he's doing his best over there.
Unless
Unless, if I mean, if
Unless-
Antho dies,
there is a
anytime coming up-
chance.
Yeah.
There is a chance.
And he's
Oh,
on
no.
1 HP.
Ooh.
Oh my god, okay. I thought he missed the circle boost to the pipe. He's gonna take it safe, take out these guards, try to guard the
Oh,
health
got the helter. Nice. There was a second one. Oh no, if he Oh, that's a...
Bum. Okay. Whew. All right, we're chilling. We're chilling. A little scary, but we're we won. We got the stomach.
That
That's
was
it.
kind of monka.
End the timer. Restreamer is over. Surely, right?
그렇게 하지 뭐. 열차에 굴뚝에 폭탄을 잘 설치하면 가능할 거야. bom을 숨기는 것을 잊지 마.
If Antho doesn't fumble the bag, it's in the bag. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Oh wait, Neela's back. More mashing. He is cautiously trying to dodge in between the bullets. Perhaps affecting some of the mashing ability while also needing to move, but he's still doing a good job. She's very steadily going down on her health. Time will be coming up as soon as she dies. And she goes down.
Going down.
Unlucky, unlucky. But that is
And
time. Excellent job for the Cottonmouth Jackalopes and Venice Vipers both. Put up really good fights from all 6 runners today.
very exciting match. To the end. Knuti.
All right. GG's again to both teams, and especially the Cottonmouth Jackalopes for their victory, now with a 2-0 record. Hopefully we'll be getting the runners in here for some interviews, and there they are. Welcome on in, Jackalopes.
Hello.
GG's.
Welcome, and also congratulations on winning in your round 2 match.
Thank you.
Woo! Thank you.
Thanks.
I'd really like to to start with Frizz, since you started on 4-5. How did you feel about your run today?
I thought I kind of lost us the run. Well, like, the first job was like I was so nervous, and then I failed the hideout walk, and then like I just forgot what I had to do after that point. So I was running to the water fountain thing, and like I messed it up. I like had to restart checkpoint like 2 times. It was like 30 seconds lost in the first split. It was a disaster. But yeah, it was like a 51, which is like, it was alright. But
Yeah,
like
I mean,
at the time I was like, ugh. You know?
A valid complaint, but honestly, we could hardly tell. You were pretty close to your PB, so you still did a great job.
Yeah, like we preserved.
Absolutely,
The
I
lads
think
helped me out.
for sure. You and Power Man
Mentally.
both had good competition on that episode there.
Yeah.
Rude. Alapo
Hello.
and I both. I'll speak for us both when we say that we were kind of surprised at how strong of a performance you put on for 4-2.
You know,
Yeah.
okay, so let me tell you a little story. I was at work and Freeze DMs me like we should go for 244. Meaning 2-4, it's like 4 episodes. And I was like, what the fuck am I gonna play? And he was like, yep, you should play 4-5. And I was like, yeah, I'm too lazy to play 4-5. Like after that, I said that. And then I ended up grinding 4-2 for this week. Like last week.
Then it's
This
perfect
week,
that
you
it's,
know.
you just happen to get it.
And the video went just like I had Fresh planned in the DMs. It was so perfect. Like everything was on our side.
So you're saying the band pick phase at the start pretty much went exactly as you wanted it to.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. Love being able
was
to know
so
that you've
good.
got a good read on your opponent's strengths and weaknesses, as well as your own strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, well, I spent so much time on that episode. I would have been mad if they banned it.
Yeah.
Hey,
That was like the biggest worry. Going
It
in,
paid
isn't it? Like,
off in spades.
yeah.
So basically, you could say you put the risk in and it paid off.
Hell yeah.
If they would have banned the episode 2, it would have been all gone.
Pretty much, yeah.
So basically, blind luck, going with the risk. Love to
Blind-
see. Love to
Blind
see.
luck and a little bit of weed. Freeze is fucking 200 IQ. He's
It's
so
just a
fucking good
tiny
at this
bit.
thing.
A tiny little bit of friend in need. Thankfully.
True. Yeah,
Yes.
that definitely helped us.
Speaking of friend in need, I can move on to Antho and ask how you feel about your episode 6 run. You put on a pretty strong performance, and I am specifically curious if the decision to not do Spice in the Sky CSS was something you all agreed on, or maybe you haven't learned that yet. Like, tell me how you feel.
Yeah, that's true. We decided just before the mission. I asked my team and I said, I'm not sure that I can do this trick without issues. So they told me to go into the trigger without trying because we might lose some time. So yeah, we prefer to go into the mission directly.
That's really smart. You guys already had the lead. Use that to your advantage, and then do the easier cutscene skip on friend in need, which you nailed. So yeah, I'd say you guys really worked well together on that one. Any other comments you have about your EP6 run, Antho? I mean, I think you did a good job.
Thanks, but also I was very stressed when I tried to do the cutscene skips with Murray because I learned it like 2 hours ago with and I was not sure that it will work well. So yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, you nailed it. Absolutely free.
Absolutely nailed it. Never doubted the guy.
Never doubted the guy. Yeah, do you guys have any other further comments about any of your runs or your competition today before we move on to some further info?
We are gonna
ACES.
win this whole thing.
Oh, a bold statement.
Okay.
Love to hear that.
Okay.
Love
it.
I mean,
I'll
right
just
now
leave
you're
it at
2-0. Looking good.
Yeah.
Riz?
Yeah,
Okay.
just congrats to the other team, of course. It was very fun, and we spent a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams did great today, but that does mark the end of round 2. So here you can see the history of both rounds that we've had so far. In round 2, today we have the Jackalopes take a victory over the Vipers. The Sabres took a victory over the Bombers. Outback took a victory over the Knights. The Buccaneers, shoutouts to my team, took a victory over the Lumberjacks. And the Vampires took a victory over the Peacocks. So you can see all of the standings, all of the teams' current records right there on the side of your screen. But we have a lot to look forward to, don't we, Lapo?
Yes. Indeed.
We have round 3 to look forward to, and these will be the pairings. So you wanna help list them off there?
Yes. So first of all, we are going to have a Sabres versus Jackalopes. It's gonna be a match of all time. All I can say from seeing performance from both teams. After all,
Two,
do you want to go to next? Or...
Yeah, 2 completely undefeated teams. Speaking of undefeated, the Outback is also undefeated, but they have to pair up against the Vampires, who do have a 1-1 record, so a bit of an underdog there. Honestly, could go either way.
That is so true. And then there is Buccaneers versus Bombers. Both strong teams as well. For sure, it's gonna be very interesting match to see that. Both have 1 victory and 1 loss, so it's anybody's game.
True. And speaking of 1 victory, 1 loss, that's what the Vipers now have, who will be going up against the Knights, who actually have no wins yet and 2 losses. But Perhaps they'll make a comeback. Perhaps they'll get their first dub. We'll have to see in the Vipers v Knights round 3 match. And finally, Alapo?
Yeah, I have no doubt that Knights would not put up a match, even though with 2 losses. But last but not least, there is the Peacocks versus Lumberjacks. Both are standing with 2 losses, but maybe other one is gonna get the first W after all.
Yeah, I mean, somebody has to, right?
Yeah.
So those are going to be our round 3 matches. If you're interested in, sharing your predictions of how you think it's going to go, somebody in chat, I'm talking to you. We now have a new submission form posted in chat right now from the Gandhi Man. You can see all of the standings, see all of the info for all of the races and teams, as well as provide your round 3 predictions. Will you be right? Will you be wrong? Only time will tell.
Exactly. So go and do the thing. Right
Do it.
now.
Now. Immediately. Go, 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 go. I'm super excited for round 3. Obviously, we don't have any scheduled races to announce at the moment, as the teams will need to start getting together and putting those plans in place. But if you join the Sly Gold's Events Discord server, you will be updated as soon as we know when those races will be scheduled. Any other final comments, Alapo, or today's victor, Jackalopes? Anybody got anything they want to say?
Well, I'm gonna steal the first spot and say thank you for having me on the commentary. It was fun. Maybe in the future more. So, congratulations to Jackalope. It was fun race to watch, and Vipers too. Good showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
GG's Vipers.
since Alapo is playing in the Sabres, I just want to say that you are gonna go down.
I'm gonna,
Whoa,
I'm
shots
gonna,
fired.
I'm gonna gamers up myself like you did.
Yeah, I mean, see you.
Will we
Line
see
2
more
field.
greedy, any more like greedy predictions from the Jackalopes? Perhaps we'll have to see. Thank you everybody from both teams who raced today. They both did amazing. All the chat, glad you were here. Alapo, I had a lot of fun commentating with you today. Yeah, that'll be about it for us today. We're going to be wrapping up today's race. Look forward to round 3, everybody, and go to slygolds.com.